How goes the family? It's election night. Everybody is glued to their cell phones, glued to the television screens, and all that good stuff. Me personally, don't care about the results because either way, I'm going to make my moves in 2020 and 2021. But hey, for those that do, nothing but love and respect and whatnot. My background desert scene that I have today, it's basically for those of you that feel like me that are not worried about the results of this election, you kind of feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere and whatnot, the desert and all that good stuff. So by yourself with only like a little bit of Gatorade or some water and all that good stuff. But hey, life is good. Could be worse. We're alive and well in the COVID-19 economy. So I'm going to put some music on because, I think it's just time to, lighten things up a little bit because a lot of times people take life a little too seriously, and I think we need to do better when it comes to left or right. Your decision is your decision. That's all I have to say about that. All right, and I'm going to share the screen later in regards to what is it in regards to um seeing what the results are and all that good stuff, and call it a day. All right, so let's get some music going. Let's liven the party up. If you want to call in and have a conversation, give me your thoughts about it. I'm all about it. I don't, your opinion is definitely valued here, no matter what side it's on, as long as it's not in a projected in a disrespectful manner. All right, so let's get some music going. All right, it's election night. Let's have a good time and enjoy life, family. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care if you didn't vote at all. Okay? It's about time we put our differences aside and figure out how we're going to work together. Because life is too short. All right? Don't got time for the nonsense anymore or any sort of disrespect. It's election night, family. About to show the results. And whoever wins, wins. I just want you to win. That's all that matters right now. You better win. That's the only thing that matters. All right? All right. Get a little round of applause going and all that good stuff. Can't believe 2020 is almost over. That's the crazy thing. All right. Let's do it. Let's get the show going. Let's get the show going, family. Let's get the show going. Okay? Life is too short. All right. Let's get the show going. Hopefully we get a call in or two tonight. All right. All right. Let's get the show going. Anyways, family, hopefully you guys are doing great today and all that good stuff. Done with the music for now, so I can well, I'll definitely share the screen later. Definitely want to say, matter of fact, let's share the screen now. So remove that. And let's see what the polls are actually showing and whatnot. If you're watching, please give a like. It's always greatly appreciated. All right, share screen. Share it. Alrighty, all the good stuff. And let's see what's actually going on in the polls right now. All right, because that's what truly matters in my personal opinion. Now, what do we got? So Biden has gotten Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, or Maryland, and DC. Trump has got North Dakota, South Dakota, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. I mean, I guess it was predicted, that was going to happen. So matter of fact, let me do a refresh of this and whatnot. And let's see. So right now, apparently, Biden is winning. And Trump is, well, what is it? Biden 89, Trump 72. So That's the way it's looking. So, it's looking like a pretty close race. I wasn't going to do a live about I usually go live about things. It's about things that I actually care about, but I figured that a lot of people actually want to know what's going on, and we can have a discussion. If you want to chop it up and all that good stuff. I one thing I could say is I don't know. I think most people are just like, we're glad that this is finally going to be over with. Because I don't know about you all, but I'm tired of going in my YouTube and seeing presidential ads and whatnot. Like, speaking of which, I was about to go to YouTube, but yeah, seeing presidential ads and whatnot every single second, every time I watch a video that has nothing to do with the election, or every time I log into Facebook or Google or anywhere, it's just like, can it be over with? That's all I'm saying. Can it be over with? Okay, so that's where we're at on that. All right. That's where I'm at on that. So we see what we see where things are at. Biden is in the league, and at the end of the day, it's like, I'm at the last two elections, when you take emotion and throw that out of the window and whatnot. I remember how I felt, and I was just like, hey, at the end of the day, I'm going to move on with my life and do what I have to do, and continuously make money moves. If whether people want to engage, that's their business. But my goals and aspiration and plans did not change. So I'll give a great example. So the last presidential election, 2016, I remember the day afterwards, I went to Phoenix, Arizona. I woke up, and this is back when I was going to the gym at a crazy time around 2:30 in the morning or whatnot. I know I was a crazy guy back then, but I liked working out in the gym still to this day, where you don't see a lot of people yapping and having in-depth discussions while you're supposed to be working out and whatnot. So at that time, I was going to the gym very early in the morning before I would go to work. But that next morning, I was going to Phoenix, Arizona for the same, the day after the presidential election. And it was actually great to get away from the DMV area because nobody was talking about it. Once I got to Arizona, it was just a totally different, mellow atmosphere. And I think that's another reason why I chose this background, because, I like the cactuses and the mountains. I'm a desert kind of guy. But anyways, I digress. Point of the matter being, I still was writing down my goals. Back then, I had a little travel business. I was still writing my goals down, still reading, still listening and reading my positive affirmations. Still knew I wanted to move to the West Coast. So that's where my mindset was at. So I implore you all, when tomorrow gets here, okay, when November 4th gets here, no matter what happens, continue on your destination in life or where you're trying to go. Okay, that's all I can say, because you are in control of your destination. All right, whether you believe in God, whether you don't believe, it's your decision. But you have to be in control on some level on what you do on a daily basis, the actions that you put forth on a regular basis, and where you want to go in this life. I really can't put it any other way. Because I remember how it was, that next day. Because they made it seem like the world was going to go to what after Trump won last time, and outside of COVID-19, it didn't. Okay, when Obama first won, they thought that the world was going to go to what, and after the economic downturn, it didn't. So that's basically what I'm saying. What are you as an individual? What are your specific plans and whatnot once the election's over with? Because I'm glad I don't have to see the signs no more. I think the elections are a little too long, in my personal opinion. I'm just going to put it like that. I think a little too much time and emphasis is placed on, the elections. If it was up to me, it'd be like a 6-month process. This has been forever. I'm just like, man, who would have thought this would have been happened during a pandemic or whatnot, of COVID-19? So I still say it's an exciting time to be alive, even though most people just want to look at the negative stuff, but I still look at it as being an exciting time to be alive. My day has been, very, busy and hectic, handling business with, real estate and, fulfilling orders on my online store and things of that nature. So that's what my focus has been. Well, I think two people were joking about writing in the Kanye West ballot and whatnot, because I know he was he was supposed to be on the ballot or something to that effect. I'm like, hey, do what you do. Somebody asked me about it. I was like, hey, I don't watch reality TV, so I got things to do. I'm a grown man. So that's why I say I implore to all the adults out there, we have things to do. We don't really have the time to be worried about all this other stuff. So, and I plan to be way more productive this week than I have within the last month. So that's another reason why I'm like, the chips fall where they fall. Life's going to go on, and we're going to do what we got to do at the end of the day. It's all about not only just individual actions, but collective actions, and hoping to see more collective actions in the future. Amongst everybody, especially within the African American community. I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right, so that's where we are. It's like I said, the presidential election, but we're trying to move forward, man. We got, like I said, a lot of us have a lot of work to do, and we don't even realize it. A lot of us are trying to get through areas in life that we never thought were unimaginable. And the funny thing is, I heard a couple of things today that reminded me why people should not, one, be resistant to change, and two, why people should not buy into fear so much. The main reason was there was a time in most people's lives where they never thought that they could be able to drive a car. But now they drive, I drive a car like it's nobody's business, and I don't put too much thought and emphasis in it. There was a time in life where people thought they could never ride a bicycle. Skate on a skateboard, skate on skates, etc. Things that put you in motion to get you from point A to B. Okay. But yet they got up and did it. They might have had an accident here and there. They might have not been able to get it right the first couple of times, but eventually they did. Now, there's always some exceptions. You got some people that are very scared to drive. They don't ever want to drive a vehicle. There's actual fear. Just like you have an actual fear of people that never want to fly. Totally understand that. Totally get it. So, but my point is, at the end of the day, or people that, join the military or join a law enforcement officer, law enforcement agency, and never thought, or, become a paramedic and never thought they'd see themselves in any of those kind of life-threatening situations, but they did it. Excuse me. Certain people never thought that they'd be an agent on it, from real estate agent to insurance agent. A friend of mine who's I've actually just got engaged, Talithia Morris. She, is a renowned real estate agent, kicking butt. Probably is going to have her own brokerage eventually within the DMV area. And she, told me that she's actually kind of like me, an introvert. And I was like, oh, wow, I never would have thought about that. And for those of y'all that see my videos, you probably say, Larry, introvert? Yes, I am. I operate in better spaces online than I do actually in I mean, it's not like I got an issue with people in person and whatnot, but I'm just a to myself kind of guy. But anyways, she used to work in the government, and now she, is a real estate agent, and she flips properties and buying commercial real estate and things of that nature. But when I interviewed her, it was last year, I never would have thought that she would be an introvert or whatnot. But she stepped out of her comfort zone because she's put in a situation, which I'm not going to put out there, that forced her to to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think that's a lesson to take away when it comes to the election. And I'll make this point before I check out the polls again. But I think that's another thing to take in consideration when it comes to this election. People had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when George Bush was elected. People had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when Barack Obama was elected. And people had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when Donald Trump was elected. But I still saw people thrive on all administrations because of the one single thing that they did. They voted with their dollars. They put their money together. They partnered up with people that had like-minded aspirations in life, and they moved forward. So they, in a sense, they haven't made who the president is obsolete, but they made the fact that people who get elected is not their problem. That the fact that they're going to let that stymie them, they didn't make that obsolete. They made that obsolete, that they're not going to allow another man or a woman to stop them from doing what they want to do in their lives. I mean, heck, there's people that come to not only America, but other countries illegally and whatnot because of the determination, and that's determination, to get where they want to go in life and to get build a better life for themselves and their family. So when I say the relevancy of the president is really in the sense of what you make it. There were businesses that were created during the economic downturn. People thrived. Okay. Now, like I always say, don't worry about somebody liking you. You know, if they're not doing right by you, then you don't do business with them. It's really that simple. It's kind of like when like the one shop that was in Atlanta and whatnot, there was an issue. One of the business owners and whatnot was telling this one gentleman that he couldn't be in the store because of his clothing and whatnot. Me personally, I just would have left. Like, for me, if you don't want me in your business establishment, gotta go. Life goes on. Okay, I'm not gonna argue and have it make a big scene about it. Like, okay, cool. I've done that before. Like, I'll take my money where it's appreciated. You know, I love, like I said, I love when people are honest about how they feel about people, because at least that's how you know you need to deal with them. Just don't argue, take your money elsewhere. You know, that's how you vote with your dollars. Okay, every single day, with an election or without an election. Start making certain things in life obsolete. Okay, that's all I can say about that. All right, so let's go check and see what the actual, okay, let's get a little update here, see what's going on. Alrighty, think there we go. Let's see, has there been any updates? What do we got? Yeah, the numbers are still coming in. I mean, I know by the time everything is done, I'll be going to bed by that time, because you know, last time it's because I was going to bed at like around 7 o'clock. You know, because I had to get up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym and whatnot. You know, and I was very happy that the gym was quiet on that day. And it was actually weird being at the airport that day, because I had to that day. What was it? I flew into Utah, and yeah, I flew into Utah. Then from Utah, I flew into Phoenix. Um, Utah is actually from the sky and from the airport. Utah is actually a beautiful state, so I actually wouldn't mind checking it out. I mean, would I want to live there? Heck no. But I actually wouldn't mind checking out Utah. Looks like I'm a mountainous, rocky kind of guy / desert kind of guy. So still, I definitely want to see the white sands. But anyways, yes, look, you know, it's not much of an update. You know, I think maybe it's usually by midnight, I believe. That's when they make the big announcement. So, you know, it is what it is at this point. You know, I can't put it any other way. But anyways, so yeah, I remember, you know, it's because the one thing I will say is, when a new year comes and when an election comes, I always try to say to myself, well, where were you in life during that time? And what changes have you made, you know, during that time? Tomorrow I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about the way forward, you know, I'm going to talk about things that are like way forward mentality, because we need more way forward thinking and implementation when it comes to our lives. We don't need to, because the thing is, the media is going to talk about this. The saddest thing is, when this is over with, this is why I don't watch the news like that. The media is going to talk about this for weeks. Unfortunately, because you think it's over, but it's just begun. They're gonna talk about it for weeks until the freaking inauguration in January. And like, look, man, January is my birthday, so that's all. Like, with this January, that's what I'm worried about. Okay, this is my birthday. Okay, but yeah, the media is going to be talking about this for weeks, and I'm just going to be like, Lord have mercy, help me. Ayúdame, in Spanish for help me, you know, because I'm just like, we want to get on with our lives, man. There's bigger things on the table here. There's bigger fish to fry. And I know certain people that are going to be glued to the news for the next couple of months. And no matter who wins, they're going to argue with every single person that they can, because I've noticed something too this election cycle. Some people love to argue for the sake of arguing. I don't understand why, but a lot of people do. You know, they love to argue for the sake of arguing. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? Let me know if you want to come in, man. But people love to argue for the sake of arguing. It's going to be interesting after tonight. You got that right, brother. But yeah, people love to argue for the sake of arguing, no matter who wins. You know, and it just makes me laugh. That's all I can say. You know, and I'm just like, both, because either side, I got two people that I know. I'm not going to mention any names, but I got two people I know that the one sits on the left and once it's on the right, and they can go for hours upon hours upon hours. You know, and they kill me. You know, they kill me. Either sure, why not for at least a few minutes. Yeah, it's all good, brother. Yeah, it's just like I'm not gonna be on here that long. I'm just, you know, seeing what the deal is with the presidential updates, and you know, I'll be going to bed soon. I got things to do tomorrow, so and none of them have to do anything to do with this election. But it's interesting to say the least. So let me try that again. Make sure to. Oh, there we go. Cool. I'll bring good old Chris on, so I can remove that. Stop sharing. Cool. How we doing, young man?
Doing good. Yourself, man?
Oh, you know, I'm just loving life in the COVID-19 economy. You know, I got my desert background today because I feel like I'm alone in the desert with just a little bit of Gatorade and whatnot. Because
yeah,
because you know, well, it's like 4 years ago this time I went to Arizona for the first time.
Oh, okay.
You know, after the 2016 election, and it felt really good to get away from the DMV during election season for one reason, because once I got to Phoenix, nobody was talking about it. It's like
I can't say that down here though.
Yeah, well, I know you down in good old San Antonio, so I know it's a different breeze down there. But yeah, when I was in Phoenix, and I know every place has their issues and whatnot, but I was just like, nobody was talking about it. People were moving on with their lives. Like, hey, I got to go to work. I got my family to take care of. And, you know, I just find this, you know, I'm just glad it's finally over. That's all I got to say. Because I swear to God, if I see another commercial, I'm going to scream.
That is true. We're going to find out tonight. And then depending on what's going on tonight, it's either going to be like a Bush Gore situation or just a whole nother bunch of messes. So,
you know, it's funny. Everybody's predicting that and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I could see that. But, you know, hey, I got things to do tomorrow. So I did my part. I paid my taxes. I voted. It's done. You know, it's like.
But you know what, though? It's a lot of things. Like when you are like for us per se, when we're working hard to make more money for ourselves, we're busy to be talking about other people's issues or
correct
issue. We're busy trying to make money for ourselves and our families. So we don't have time to discuss what's going to happen with the election, which we should have our rights to vote, everything like that.
Right.
Unfortunately for me, my registration did not go through properly, so I was unable to do it this year.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, after you do your voting or whatever you need to do about it, you just got to sit back and handle your business for yourself and your family.
Thank you. I think you can't get more reasonable than that, sir. It's just like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's not. I don't think tomorrow is going to be Armageddon, and as long as Armageddon doesn't show up at my front door, I'm really not worried about it. So,
yeah. Well, Virginia has more gun laws than Texas, so.
Well, I mean, people strap up in Virginia, so Virginia's not like California, nothing like that. So, New Yorkers come to Virginia so they can buy their guns and sell them, so they can buy the guns that they can't buy in New York and then sell them illegally in New York.
Oh, we know too much about that now.
Yeah. So just like in Chicago, they go to Indiana to buy guns and they can't buy in Illinois, and then they just take it over the state line.
Well, Chicago has a whole different situation that we both have looked through the blog sites and everything like that for conspiracy theories, so we know what's going on with Chicago. So we're gonna omit them for now.
Well, it's funny, that's why I always mock the media. They never talk about anything good about a specific area. So that's why, like, when I hear them say something, I was like, I'm gonna investigate this for myself.
Right.
I've been to Chicago, and to me, it's like any other major city. I mean, it has a lot of issues and whatnot, but I've seen the nice parts of the city. They have some nice suburbs, but you never hear about that.
Once you investigate the situation with the whole everything with the South Side of Chicago, you realize something like, you know what? I knew it wasn't like that, but like, wow, it's this whole different story. So, but like I said, I'm not going to break down into it because if I break it down to it might conspire to your channel, and I don't want that happening. So I want more positive about your channel and everything. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now.
Got you. I appreciate that, sir. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I'm still very excited about 2021. Thanks again for doing that podcast show with me and Money Mike, man. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, no doubt, man. It was fun. Like you knew firsthand when I heard Money Mike do his interview with you like a while back. Like I got to get on with him, and just the vibe alone was just pretty incredible. So like that was great.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I felt kind of emotional after it was over with because it was just such a good vibe, and it's hard to get that nowadays, face to face in person with anymore. Obviously, for COVID-19 reasons, and then two, just the way forward. The way forward thinking that you and him and I were just all putting together, and then that bomb he dropped on us about the Army, that's still, you know, like I've told people that I know that were prior service, and they're like, what? And they looked it up and they was like, oh my God. So that let you know, we're definitely in an economy and in a world where thinking outside of the box is just you don't have a choice.
You know, the one thing that I do want to see in 2021, probably 2022, because of the whole coronavirus, everything like that, is that all of us, me, you, Money Mike, Financial Fred,
oh yeah,
we all get together at a disclosed location, just have have wine or some liquor, whatever. We just sit back. We talk about what can we do for our destined communities, where we want to be at, and just build off of that. That's what I want to see, either late 2021 or 2022. That's what I really want to see. We all sit down because we all got different backgrounds, but we all want to get to the same goal, which would be financial freedom, and also carry our friends and family along with us by following our methods and stuff. So
absolutely,
that's what I want. That's what I really want to see. And at the same time, I mean, who knows? By just us four doing that, could be one of those, like a Grant Cardone type conferences that builds up over time, because it started off with him. Then he had a few more people added on to it, and then it became a big old phenomenon that obviously I didn't have the money to go be there, but I wanted to see it myself. That we could build up on. So it takes time, but we could do that. But it always starts with just as four. Actually, when you starts with one person, which right now it's you, because you brought us all together. But then we can build up on that.
Well, I mean, I greatly appreciate that. But when you're right, you're right. It starts with one, and then many others come to collaborate. And from a Grant Cardone to a Tony Robbins to a Robert Kiyosaki heck, even Pitbull is teamed up with Tony Robbins. So it's like, it's, from a Les Brown, it's like these great motivational speakers, they don't just, put out a lot of great positive words, but the best thing that they're great at is bringing the right people together.
Right. And if you listen to their background, everything like that, like their background is very similar to what we went through.
Right.
Like I said, we grew up basically, we're a year apart from each other. Right. But we grew up in the same neighborhood. We've seen the same thing. I mean, heck, we experienced the same thing when it comes to certain things like injustice, everything like that. Not no police brutality, but we have had some cops involved that caught us off guard with a couple of things, everything like that. But with that being said, like I said, we're not dead. We're not in jail. We don't have no criminal record. Maybe a couple of speeding tickets here and there, but outside of that, we good. So now the knowledge that we both have, we're trying to expand on that and tell everybody else, here's what we've been doing, and here's what things have worked out. Here's what have not worked out. Please go on and follow through with that. I mean, in your own method or manners, but if you follow through with this certain method here, you're not going to get yourself caught up in anything or lose more money by going our path, because we already been through that.
Right. Exactly. Save yourself the time and frustration and whatnot. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that this younger generation coming up has right now, that they have the access to so much information that it doesn't have to necessarily be their friends. there's so many platforms out here that they can just listen to it on their cell phones, and then they can go from there, and then they can, they'll still make mistakes in life, but they just won't make as many mistakes in life. And they know the different options that they have out in the world, not just the regular, I'm going to go to college and get a job, and that's all she wrote. They know there's more options out there. They know there's more opportunities, and they know that there's a bigger world out here, even outside of the United States. And that's the thing that, I think that's the thing that you're going to see within the next 5 to 6 years, more international partnerships between people, especially once the borders start opening up once again. I think, well, I mean, obviously not in Europe, but yeah, I mean, I'm not, it's no shy towards Europe, because I don't wish this on anybody,
Right.
because they're already projecting, and give me your prediction on this one, that there's going to be a double dip recession in Europe because of this next lockdown that they have right now.
No, I agree, because actually I was actually saying that to my wife as well, because when the whole lockdown happened in the United States, outside of Europe, we were actually going through a warm climate from springtime all the way to now. And actually was mentioned to her, like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we were on lockdown for a little bit. A lot of things been restricted, everything like that. We weren't on mask and all that other stuff. But it was warm. Once it gets cold, that's when you're really going to see things happen, because a lot of people are going to realize, okay, they may think it's the flu, but it's the coronavirus.
Exactly.
And it can really affect me more than that as well. Like, if people, and actually I got to do it myself. I actually got to get my flu shot as well. But a lot of people, once it gets cold, and if you don't really take care of your body like you should be, you're going to feel the effects, and you might actually either jump the gun or misinterpret your own ailments to be like either the flu or the coronavirus, which being said, the flu can be just as deadly as a coronavirus because of the element you're living in.
Exactly.
So, and the same thing goes with Europe, where it actually can be, certain areas can be actually freezing.
Yes.
And the Medicare may not be as well at the United States or Canada per se, and they might be in worse situations as well. So we got to put that in consideration. So and I hate to go science on this, but I'm going science.
Right.
The southern hemisphere right now is going to the summer.
Exactly.
So South America, Africa, Australia, they go into the summer climate right now, while North America, Europe, Asia, they're going to be, and we're going to be going towards winter.
Exactly.
So we're going to see a jump when it comes to coronavirus or flu-like symptoms because of the weather alone, right there.
Exactly. Let's call it what it is, and that's the crazy thing. And have you ever had the flu before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I feel like
that one, but I'm not going to say it because of your content on your channel.
Got you.
Let's just say I caught the flu, and I was like, either the flu-like symptom for like 4 days in.
Wow.
Over hanging out with the guys on a particular night somewhere in Maryland. So.
The good old days, huh?
Yeah, they laughed at me hard, but like I caught the flu, but I was in Maryland with these guys the day before, so the flu is no joke.
You got that right, because I felt like I was gonna die when I caught the flu. Like, it was back in 2010. It put me on my
same time.
Oh, I thought I was gonna die.
I had it in late 2009, so I had it in the cold period.
Got you.
So it was the same time. I didn't go to the doctor because I knew my body. I was like, okay, I need some Gatorade, I need some soup, I need some rest. Leave me alone.
Yes.
So for 4 days straight, I just locked myself in my room. I had some soup. I had some Gatorade. My sister brought me some more stuff. The guys brought me some more things to make sure I was good, everything like that. But they left me alone. Now, with that being said, I'm being more proactive, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get this flu shot because I don't have the flu right now or flu-like symptoms mixed with the coronavirus when I have a newborn child. So I'm going to make sure I'm doing that because I can't afford to be sick right now.
Exactly. That's the best thing I have heard all day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you taking the preventative measures because you said you can't afford to be sick right now. And
Right.
the funny thing is, there's a person I know who has a 6-month-old and whatnot, and I have a funny feeling because he is not as big on cleanliness as next to godliness. Yeah, and he's actually like a little kid. He complains that he doesn't want to wear his mask, when he goes to places and whatnot. I said, none of us do, but we have to. I was like, what are you talking about? He's our age too. That's what blows me, but that's another story. And he has 3 kids, and obviously his youngest kid. And he's a person that likes to do this as a grown man in public. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Oh man.
So, and needless to say, it's not like he's a close friend, but needless to say, and this is a person that doesn't like to wash their hands after they go to the bathroom, public
Oh
bathroom.
my goodness.
So needless to say, people like that, and I've said this in front of him, like, yeah, people like basically you are the reason why germs spread so freaking quickly, especially during a pandemic like this. And with you thinking that with you having a 6-month-old at home, that you would take more preventative measures to be much more clean and, obviously get your flu shots to ensure that you do not contract anything and spread it to your child and any other members of your family. I commend you for that.
That's foolish. And that, like I said, for me, I knew my body for all these years. So basically from 2009 till basically today, because I haven't done it yet. I haven't had a flu shot yet, but at the same time, I never had the flu because I knew my body.
Right.
But I was always extra careful around my family, especially my direct family and my daughters, because I want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm doing, make sure we're good with that. But because the stakes are so high this time, I'm actually going to go ahead and disclaimer. I'm not gonna admit this to her, but I'm gonna take my wife's advice and get the flu shot. So
I mean, it's in everyone's best interest nowadays. I mean, let's call it what it is. And it's funny that you mentioned that because now if you want to travel to other foreign countries, a great example, I just saw this one gentleman, he was going to Ghana yesterday. But you have to have a specific COVID-19 test in order for you to get entry into these countries.
But you know what though? I mean, what was it? 2012? No, 2013.
Right.
Me and my wife, I went to Jamaica for a few days. We had to make sure we got our medical records straight before we went out there back then. So
is that right?
Yeah. So we had to make sure we're straight on that one. So I don't
really.
So I don't have no problem with, okay, you got to get your flu shot, your medical record up to par before you leave out there, because you don't know what you're going into when you get out there.
It's true.
So
it's true.
Let's say you want to take a night trip to let's say South America, let's say Colombia, or look at Central America, go to Panama.
Right.
I think I remember what you said. Like, I think your background might be Cuban or Panama, but you go out there, malaria is a bad thing out there. So you got to get a shot for that anyway. So you got to do what the country tells you to do, or you can't get in there. So why not just get it out the way, or you're going to waste money? Because by the time you fly there, you're like, yeah, you can't do that. You got to fly back.
That's true. That's true. And like you said, if you had to do these things beforehand, so why would anyone really complain about having to do it now? Especially if you want to travel now, because flights are far and few in between nowadays. Yeah. I mean, heck, for my trip to go to Houston and to go to LA, I've gotten 11 different emails. The flight keeps changing because, the way that the airline industry is nowadays.
Right.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. I know when you guys go to Houston, you'll be driving, so you won't have to worry about that. But, you guys probably won't be flying anytime soon, to be honest with you.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It sucks too, because my brother-in-law was supposed to get married in Vegas back in April.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and we actually bought tickets for it, but because the country got shut down, a particular airlines, I'm not going to say no names, they give it what we call store credits.
Okay, got you.
So we had about $600-700 of store credits to use until December 15th. And I'm like, I can't do that because number one, unless there's an emergency,
Right.
I'm not flying out with those store credits. I want to either go with my family, but
Right.
because my daughter is not one yet, I'm not going to put her on a plane.
No.
So that's basically $700 wasted money.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a emergency where I have to use, I got to go somewhere where I can utilize that. But that
Right.
$700 wasted on that particular airlines.
Right.
And I told my wife I'm not going back to the airlines again because I wanted my money back.
I know that's right.
I mean, prime example for you. You don't want you don't want to waste money, so to speak.
Right.
$700 to me right now is a lot of money I could have used for something else.
Bingo.
I could have used for my business. I could have knocked off a payment for whatever bill I have.
Yes,
I know for you, $700 that could have added on to whatever you had money so far to a property you're gonna buy in Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
$700 is a lot of money for me, and the fact that I got it as a considered store credit kind of pissed me off.
Oh, I believe it.
And I know I'm not going to get it back unless it's an emergency that I have to utilize to fly on, which at the same time is an emergency. I'm not going to enjoy myself. So that money is still in my mind, still wasted.
No, I understand.
So
Trust me, 100%. I understand completely. It's very frustrating, especially given the fact that you had to use it until next month, and they're not willing to work with you at all, so that you can utilize it at least sometime in the new year. And I'm surprised that they won't work with you guys.
It was back in April, so 8-9 months. They figured, okay, we got time to use it for something else. But at the same time, like I said, when we were going to fly there in April, my wife was only a few months pregnant. She was still able to fly out there.
Got you.
Now we have a 1-year-old not 1-year-old, a 2-month-old, sorry.
Right.
I'm not putting her on a plane, and I have my 5-year-old as well. I'm not putting them on a plane to go out to where we're going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
With this whole pandemic going on right now, and not only pandemic, but you have people that actually are gun-ho crazy with this whole election thing that we're actually talking about tonight. That can mean all sorts of things. So I don't want to put that in risk because number one, I don't want them to get sick. Number two, I don't want to take a body.
I don't blame you, and it's crazy that you mentioned that because within the last couple of months, it's feel like there's so much hostility out there and whatnot. It's like you're at a point now where you really don't want to be out and about unless you really need to be. It's not out of fear. It's just that who really wants to step into any drama where they don't necessarily have to.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. To a certain degree, it is fear, but not the fear that a lot of people think is like you're all scared or anything. It's fear of what you're going to do in that situation. Like I said, me, and you know me without kids, I was a whole different person.
Right.
Me without kids, I'm Papa Bear.
Right.
I'm going to make sure my kids are safe. So I'm not going to put them in harm's way because you put them in harm's way. Now I got to go out of my element to a fact that to anger you never seen before.
Right.
So I'm not going to do that because if my kids are in harm's way, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to catch a body. I'll take that time in jail for that.
Yeah, you have the right to defend yourself. I mean, it is what it is.
So for me, I'd rather be in my house.
Right.
I'm going to relax. If somebody gets to my acting crazy, I got my dog to take care of them.
Right.
If they can't take care, then you got to go through me.
Exactly.
But if I'm outside, I'm putting myself and my family at risk. Not physically risk for myself, but emotionally and financially risk for my family that's at home waiting for me to come home.
Exactly.
So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So with this whole election, you got domestic terrorists. That's what I'm gonna call them. I'm not gonna say their names, but we know we're talking about domestic terrorists that's out here making their claim of what's going to happen.
Right.
And I don't want to go see their face. Matter of fact, here's the thing that was even interesting tonight. I went to the gas station. I related tonight's election. I'm gonna get some beer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go enjoy myself.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. I actually specifically parked myself next to a truck that had his particular Republican flag on his truck.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I don't know the person, never seen the person before, so I don't know how he's going to react.
Okay.
Walked inside the gas station. He got his colors on. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Okay. I got my beer. He already had his beer.
Mm-hmm.
We had eye contact. But the interesting thing about it, though, is that he was cool with me. I was cool with him.
Right.
We didn't. We had eye contact to the point that I didn't care who he voted for. I didn't care who I wanted to vote for.
Right.
We just had our beers. We had a good time. I was cool with that. If the world was like that, cool. Let's go get some more beer and we have a good old time. But the world's not like that. You get people that's extreme. Either you're extreme blue or you're extreme red.
Right.
Now, ironically, the black community, you're either extreme blood or extreme crip. Everybody else, you're extreme Democrat or extreme Republican.
What's the difference nowadays?
You know the difference, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about that. I couldn't hold that one in.
Yeah, you know, we ain't going to even go there, but you know the difference.
I mean, somebody, people talk about it today, and I was just like, look, I did my part. It's over with. I have more important things to do. It's at this point, it's like a reality TV show. It's just going to keep going and going and going, and I don't have time for the drama. My hashtag says, I don't do drama. I do business. You know,
that's true. You want, like, for us, we want to get a bit. I mean, for anybody, if you handle your business, either you own a business or you got a job, but the bottom line is you take care of your family, take care of your kids. You ain't got time to talk about who's gonna win the election here and there. Honestly, to a certain degree, who cares?
Who cares? Thank you. Thank you. Who cares? The world will still turn.
Right.
Life will go on. Who cares?
Exactly. As long as you take care of yourself and you do right by your family, you're going to make it.
I mean, I always go back to my immigrant thing, man. It's like you got immigrants that are here on visas that can never vote. Okay. But they own businesses and real estate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They form their own communities. The relevancy of who the president is irrelevant to them. Now, am I saying the presidency is irrelevant? No. But I'm just saying I've seen people for the last 20 years, okay, who can or can barely speak English. They can or they can't speak English, but they form teams and communities to where they own things that matter. Okay. And they never, like, you've seen, there's been generations of people in this country that thrive that never voted in an election.
Yeah.
Either because they couldn't legally or just because they didn't want to.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the United States of America. The freedom of choices. I can do it. I don't have to do it. I vote for who I want to vote for. I move on. But the way my life truly turns out is all about my actions.
And you know that Wu-Tang song, man, Cream. That's
time.
the main thing. Cash rule everything around me.
Yes, sir.
You have the money. You have the money. The nominees for any political office is going to come to you. You ain't got anyone going to them. They're going to come to you. They're like, what can we do to get your endorsement?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll give you a great example. I'll give you a great example.
Didn't get like maybe 30, 40,000, $40 million endorsement last month alone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So who is he going to get that endorsement? The communities that have the money.
Exactly. Money talks. At the end of the day, politics is rich people versus poor people. That's all it is, no matter what state you're in. Yeah. Period.
If you know who to talk to, if you get people that got money and you need to get like endorsement to make your commercials or do your campaigning, what I call touring around the country, you need to pay the people, your staff, to get that done. You're gonna go to people that got money that's able to give it out.
Exactly. Because they go to the business community in the beginning. They always go to the business community first. Great example when Al Gore was running.
This is the same scenario that Ice Cube was talking about as well, or even Dr. Claudette Anderson been saying for
Exactly.
years, if we're going to give you our money for endorsements, what are we going to get in return? So
Yes.
you got both parties going to a lot of wealthy people to
Yes.
get their endorsement, their money for endorsements. At the same time, they're already doing favors. Like, here, all right, you're going to give me $10 million. Here's what I can do for you.
Exactly.
So we got to figure it out as well. Like, we build our community so we got like a lot of money coming in, to the fact that these politicians come to us, not us going to them, which Ice Cube is trying to do with the Black America contract.
Right. Exactly.
Where we get to the point where we build ourselves up to the point that we ain't got to go to them. They got to come to us to get our endorsement, not our vote, but our money to push them on.
Exactly. Because
So,
the days of giving heartfelt speeches and marches and whatnot is over. The new
oh, that
civil
bullshit's
rights,
gone.
yeah, the new
Use my
civil
language, but
rights,
yeah.
yeah, it's all good. The new civil rights movement is ownership and business and partnerships. And what can one do for me? I vote for you. What am I voting for? If I'm contributing to your campaign, what am I getting back? It is a business. America's a business, and that's a beautiful thing about America. All
And
right.
not only
So,
that, and I'm gonna
how
add
how
on
you
to
gonna
that,
do
like, not
business?
what you could do for me, what I could do for you type thing, but
Right.
what's going to happen when you don't do for me. See,
Exactly.
all these other people that are endorsing their money, there got stipulations in there. Like, if you don't get this done, here's
Right.
what's going to happen to your campaign for the future, or what can happen to you when we have to vote our the Senate or the House of Representatives in there. So
Exactly.
there already got contingency plans in there that
Exactly.
the Black community, we have to do as well. Like, if you don't do this, we'll guarantee you we're going to make your life in office bloody hell, because
Right.
we're going to put the people in place that are going to work for us and work against you to make that to make your term in office pretty painful.
Exactly. It's and that's how contracts work. Hey, you don't abide by the contract, there will be repercussions.
Yeah.
Legal repercussions. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a store treats people bad and whatnot, right? Or a restaurant treats people bad and whatnot. You know how you really get rid of them? You stop going to it and you
Yeah.
spread the word. Okay. You spread the word, just like T.I. had to do with that one shop owner down in Atlanta. He had to tell him, look, man, if you don't apologize, we're gonna shut you down.
Right. Well, which one? I think he's doing it again now with another a sushi place, or just
Yeah, the
recently.
sushi place. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. And I love that because that's how a business person talks. Like, look, okay, we don't gotta protest, bro. We just stop coming.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's why I say I love when somebody's like, well, I don't want you in my establishment. Thank you. I take my money elsewhere.
Yeah. Money talks.
Money
Yeah.
talks. We don't
The
have to
only
have a discussion in a protest over it. Nah, we ain't gotta have a hashtag. Just don't spend your money.
Yeah, and that's always been the case. Dr. Claudia Anderson said it best. We have $1 trillion economy within the
Right.
Black community by itself,
Right.
but we don't have enough Black businesses to make that money stay in our community.
Right.
So, like I said, what you're doing, what I'm doing, we're trying to ease. Matter of fact, even my sister, I just spoke to her. What she's trying to do, we're trying
Right.
to ease that gap to the point that we have every industry locked. To the point
Exactly.
that you have somewhere to go to. The beauty of We Buy Black. That is basically an e-commerce convenient mall that has
Exactly.
a lot of things that we want to have. Um,
Exactly.
and hopefully we can build it up to maybe not an Amazon, because Amazon is just a whole different story, but Alibaba, which is a
Right.
Chinese-based Amazon, that their money is coincided side with them. It just takes longer
Exactly.
to fly to the States because of shipping fees, everything like that. But hopefully,
Exactly.
We Buy Black can compete with Alibaba to the point that we get more investors in the United States to compete with Amazon. Now it's going to
Exactly.
take 20 years,
Right.
because that's how long it took Amazon to get $1 trillion. But we can do that.
Exactly.
But if we stay committed into the Black community and we do the right thing, it's like just. And the thing about it, we don't have to buy everything all Black. Just
No,
buy
no.
one item.
Make it a point, just doing at least once a month, if not once a week,
Okay,
once a
yeah,
month.
once a month. But at the same time, but here's what I'm saying: you buy one item, and you see how easy it is to buy one item. You
Yes,
can buy
sir.
another one.
You
You
buy
can buy
another
another
one.
one. Now you have a difficult time buying them items. Then you can talk to the owner, see if you to get it fixed, but don't
Right.
shut them out. But
Exactly.
you buy one item and it comes in quick. Like I mean, for example, like when I
You
bought
bought
a
from
couple items from you,
right,
I
my store,
knew
yeah.
how long it was going to take because of the whole coronavirus. I'm not
Exactly.
going to say, oh nah, it ain't coming as fast as I want it to be. I'm gonna shut you out. Nah, I know that it's a person. So I
Right.
know when it gets here, it gets here. And when it got here, I mean, great product.
Thank you,
Great
sir.
product. Even better product. But I got it. And
Exactly.
that all that matters because I know you are a man of your integrity. You got the products. Product don't talk back, but you ship it to us at a
Exactly.
reasonable price for it. I can't complain about it. We Buy Black does the same thing. They got
Yes,
a
sir.
product. They're gonna send it to us, and
Mm-hmm.
their reputation and integrity is on the line. They're not gonna do nothing stupid to make a bad reputation. So
Exactly.
everybody got to give it a chance to make it work. And once they do that, it makes it grow. And it's not the same as Amazon. We got to do all the ins and outs to build a store. You can
Right.
actually it's easier to build a store at We Buy Black. If you have the
Exactly.
product and people are going to come to it, you actually get access to that store.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more, Chris. And it's really as simple as that, you know. And the thing is, Dr. Claude Anderson's, you know, the Powernomics and with Ice Cube's contract with Black America, it's all coexisted with one another and whatnot. And at the end of the day, the ownership class is the one who makes the rules. Okay.
Right.
When Al Gore was running for president, okay, back in 2000, he went to Detroit, Michigan. Okay, predominantly at the time African American city, but the first people he talked to, because one thing Michigan is known for having the biggest Muslim population in the country.
Oh,
So a
really? I
lot,
didn't know that.
yeah, I know it's crazy, right?
I
If you
thought
go
it
to
was Philly, but okay.
yeah, Dearborn, Michigan actually is basically a city. It's predominantly Muslim and predominantly owned by Muslims and whatnot. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying I'm bad about Muslims, but yeah, the biggest Somali population is in Minnesota. Biggest Muslim population is in Michigan.
I did not know that, but okay. That's
Yeah,
what's
it's
up.
crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, well, you know, the biggest thing about immigration is a lot of times states make money off of immigration. People don't realize that. Not federal government does too. Like I said, everything's a business, right? Okay. So, given the fact that a lot, if you notice, if you go to a lot of these states where there's a lack of population, a lot of times certain states will basically a deal with these countries' governments and the State Department. If these people immigrate to the United States, they have to move to Kansas, South Dakota, Michigan, Minnesota. Why? Because how many Americans say, "Man, I want to move to Michigan and Minnesota"? Not many. Okay, I mean, I'm just keeping it real. If you Google the statistics and say when people immigrate to the U.S., where they mainly going, I guarantee it's going to be that part of the country for the most part. They go to other parts, but it's going to be that part of the country where there's a lack of population. A friend of mine I used to work with was from the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he told me that was the biggest reason why they made that deal with the State Department / the Somalian government, because go figure, nobody wanted to live in Minnesota anymore because it's so freaking cold. And you know, it's like you get 30 feet of snow every year. So there's just no big incentive to live there. But my point is, Al Gore talked to the Muslim business community first before he talked to anybody else. Like I said, is there anything wrong with that? No. America is a business. Nothing wrong with that. So the people who run the businesses and whatnot and write the checks, they don't have to worry about voting. Voting is an option for them, but writing checks is like, hey, I'm giving you this endorsement. I expect X, Y, Z in return, and
one
it's
more thing
perfectly
to add
legal.
on to there, I just realized that when they write them checks, it's a tax write-off too, because it's a contribution to a political party, which is actually in terms a charity-based donation. So you claim that as your taxes.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's it. Like I said, if you when you know the game, you play the game, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, I
You
mean, we
know,
both learned that firsthand being homeowners. Like,
exactly.
with me having one home that I own for myself, you have multiple properties. I know
Right.
for a fact you have multiple properties. The doors open up more because of the knowledge you got to use to just get those properties, as well as
Exactly.
compared to me on the one property. But those doors open up. So when you start having more money and more access to certain things, the doors of knowledge opens up more. We like, oh, I know it can be like that. Oh,
Exactly.
I know it's that easy. You're like, yeah,
Exactly.
it's like that. So when you have more money, you have more access to knowledge that makes more sense to you than somebody else that's renting a house and only doing a 9 to 5. So
Exactly.
a lot of people, and I tell my sisters all the time as well, and my brother, because actually he built his credit up to get it,
Oh, good.
to own property, because the stuff that I told them, real estate didn't tell them. The real estate didn't tell them that. The people, the financial people that's trying to get them to build their credit up, didn't tell them that. The stuff that I told them, it only took 5 minutes. Like, wow, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, it's really like that. I mean, I never knew what an escrow is. Really,
I
until
believe
they told me. Then when they told me how it actually worked, I'm like, man, that's actually pretty darn genius.
it. Exactly.
And that's not even
Exactly.
including all the stuff that you know right now, because you have multiple properties. Like the stuff you
Exactly.
probably tell me, like outside of the camera, everything like that, it probably blow my freaking mind. But because you have multiple properties,
Right.
you have more knowledge than me in that. And at the same time, when it comes to me with my consulting business, I
Right.
can say some things what you do to make let's say get you 5 to 10,000 more subscribers to your channel. So you be like,
Right.
I never thought about that. But I'm like,
Exactly.
but I seen it and I do the same thing for it. So it's interesting how, like, right now we're collaborating, we're talking about this stuff, but a lot of people don't even have that.
They don't.
So it's interesting how the world is, but knowledge is definitely power. And when you have money to go with that knowledge, oh, sky's the limit. No, sorry, sky's not the limit. It's just a view.
It's just a view.
So we go beyond that to get to where we want to be at.
Exactly. Exactly. I could not agree with you more on that one, sir. And, you know, it's going to be an interesting new year. That's all I got to say. And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to collaborating with you again. Hopefully we can get the other brother that you got to see last time with the perm. And my brother Theodore White, love him to death down there in Gold, Atlanta. You know, he looks like a pimp, but he's not. He's the most humblest guy, and he's a great motivational speaker. He does affiliate marketing and real estate. So great guy. I got to get you and him to talk and whatnot. Because I know he's going to need to. He told me he's going to need to utilize your consultant fees, services and whatnot. So to get his, especially to get his affiliate marketing business really going off the ground and whatnot. So definitely need to link up on that, brother. But hey, we'll see how the world looks tomorrow. I mean, it's going to look great for us, but you know what I mean.
Well, I'm going to go another few more beers and a cheeseburger.
I know that's right. Okay, you're a true Texan now.
Well, yeah, Whataburger. That's what it's called, Whataburger.
You got Whataburger?
Oh, yeah.
I should have known. Straight up Texan. All right, brother, man.
Yeah, but with that being said, man, I hope in 2021, obviously, whoever is in office handles the coronavirus thing, because I'll be honest with you, I'm really sick of seeing you on the camera. I want to see you face to face. Unfortunately, I can't meet with you in Houston in a few weeks, because I know you're going to be down here soon. But not only you, but Money Mike, Theodore, Financial Fred, we all able to get like this close location, and we have like a conglomerate panel sitting around like the table, and we actually have our peace of mind, and we talk about things that we can do for the future and everything like that. Because I think that'd be a great thing. Obviously, you put all this together, so you're running it. You're running it, but hopefully that builds up to the point where we actually have one of those conferences, and who knows, 5-10 years from now, you'll be big as Grant Cardone. You're throwing $1 million conferences where people just start showing up just to get to hear what you got to say Obviously, I'm gonna be right there with you because I can't fall behind. You on your grind, I can be on my grind too. So, and then also, Money Mike, Financial Fred, Theodore in Atlanta, they're gonna do this thing as well. But I feel like we can, you alone, because you put all the pieces together, you can build the platform off of this.
Yes.
To the point we actually get conference rooms.
Yes, indeed.
And arenas, stadiums, big as people that's trying to hear what we got to say. So 2021, I feel like that could be the start of that. And it just start with just you alone, and we all pitch in and join into a conference room at a distant location, just talking about it, having videos and everything. And that to me should be the main goal right there, because you already got your properties, you already know what you got to do. I have my digital marketing business. I know what I have to do, and the rest of the guys, they already know. They're already doing it, or they know what they got to do to get to where they need to be at. And we just got to just combine together and start expanding our mind to other people that might have the same mentality, but they don't have that starting point. And if we tell them how to get that starting point, who knows? We might actually make the next few millionaires that come around just with the word that we got to say.
Yes, sir. I could not agree with you more. So before and trust me, I am like you. I am done with this COVID-19 nonsense. I'm ready to start traveling again. I'm ready to start engaging with people more from a face-to-face standpoint. So I could not agree with you more on that one. Please don't forget to plug your business into the chat so I can put it up there so people know how to contact you. But I couldn't agree with you more on that one, Chris. Believe that. I think we're all over this. I'm sure your wife is. I know she's got to be. I know she's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, well, she's been enjoying that maternity leave for like the past 16 weeks, so she's been enjoying being at home. But with that being said, I know she wants me to take her out someplace, everything like that. So,
are you guys closed again down there, or what? What's the deal? I mean, I know you got the newborn, but
no, San
Antonio closed,
we're still able to go out there do some things. I normally go to the store myself to get some things, everything. But we can go certain places, but we try to put that down to a minimum.
Got you.
Obviously,
I can understand.
Yeah, obviously, we got family in Houston, so we go to Houston every now and then, stuff like that. We're actually going, like I said, we're going back to December, so that's why I can't meet up with you in a few weeks. But with that being said, we are going back to the family. There's like restaurants. There's some restaurants are open, but at the same time, it's not the same. Because, like I said, we got a 1 month old. We have a 5-year-old. But once everything gets considered out, I'm definitely going to spoil her with something nice.
I know that's right. Definitely, it's like it's way overdue, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll say Christmas Thanksgiving, Christmas right around the corner. I know she ain't telling me, but she got something planned for my birthday. I already know that already. In a few weeks. So
nothing wrong with that.
We'll see how that goes, but I'm definitely trying to spoil her for Christmas or something like that, like last year. So we'll see how that plays out.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, man. Well, your link is in the chat room. You want to say anything to the people before we call it a night?
Absolutely. 2 things. First, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share my man Larry Anything Goes channel.
Appreciate that.
His Facebook page, his Instagram page, his Twitter page, any page he got, like, share, subscribe. At the same time, any small, medium, or large business, please go ahead and look at the link, reachingoutconsultant.com. Go to my website. You see all the services I have, from SEOs to paid advertising from Google and Facebook, to website designs, even social media marketing. For any niche that you have, it could be from carpet cleaning, it could be from an NFL team. I have the tools, I have the team in place. I'm willing and able to negotiate, talk to you guys to get your brand to where it needs to be at, which is bringing you more leads and customers to your business, and at the bottom line, bring you more money to your bottom end. So go ahead to reachingconsultant.com, send me an email. Hell, give me a call if you want to. I'll do what I can, communicate, and do what I can to get you where you need to be at. But bottom line is, for Larry Anything Goes, like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.
I know that's right, brother. Take care, man. I just looked at the poll, so I guess it keeps flip-flopping back and forth. I guess it's going to do this all night, but it looks like right now Joe Biden's in the lead, but a second ago Trump was just in the lead.
I'm just looking at it right. I'm looking at it right now on CNN.com, and Joe Biden's at 98, Trump's at 95. I'm gonna get my popcorn ready. Like I said, I got my beer available. I got a burger right here. I'm about to play some video game for a little bit as well. It's gonna be an interesting night. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it is. I'm definitely I just wake up and look at my cell phone and see what it is, and then I'll get my day going. So on that note, brother, take care, and I will see you later. All right.
All right, brother. Talk to you later, man. Take care of yourself.
All right. Thanks for coming on again.
No doubt, man.
All right. All right, family. Well, that is all she wrote. I always greatly appreciate when Mr. Edwards comes on. Life is good, in my personal opinion. And, hey, the chips are going to fall where they fall. I'll share the video again to show, exactly what I was just talking about. I don't need to. Why not? I'll share the audio. Maybe play some music and whatnot on the way out. But yeah, here we go. It's showing Biden in the lead right now. Trump was in the lead. But, most of the country still hasn't been counted yet. So, I mean, if you look at it, you already know that Texas is going to Trump and, most likely California's going to go to Biden. But, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not losing sleep over this. I'm back actually getting ready to go to bed right now. So, however it works out, I hope you guys get the president that you want, and you can go from there. Like Chris said, either way, we're still going to do what we have to do in this life, and that's all that matters. And just how he gave that great scenario of him and this other guy who's a Republican, it's cool to agree to disagree, man. I don't understand this nonsense notion that people have to always agree on everything, but I think it's cool to agree to disagree and call it a day. You know what I mean? So on that note, I'm going to call it a night. Leave you guys with some good music before we get out of here to keep, to just liven things up a little bit and go from there. So let's see what good music we got playing here. All right, what do we got? Let's get a little soul hip hop beat. Just keep it simple. Just waiting for it to come up. Alrighty. There you go. There you go. I bid you all adieu and have a good night. Get a little something funky going on. Have a good night, family. It's 2020 going into 2021. Enjoy your life. That's all I got to say. And be positive.